Well, hello friends. Today we're going to talk about the Fox Kronos by Fox Knives. So, if you notice, there's a screw missing, and yeah, I just noticed this, and I'm a little disappointed. So, I'm not going to bash Fox on this. I don't know what happened. It fell out at some point. Obviously, I didn't realize it fell out, or it would be in there. So, yeah, I've had this knife a little while, pretty much since it came out, I think. As far as I know, when it came out, this was the first one that was available when I bought it. So none of the others were available. They seem to be pretty widely available now. So I don't remember when I bought it. A few months ago, last year sometime. Yeah, this is a Magna Cut with an aluminum handle. We're talking a 62 to 64 per Fox on the HRC. And PVD coated, which what feels like a DLC PVD. So I don't know. PVD can be a lot of materials. It's a process. This does. It feels it's very reminiscent of like a Spyderco DLC. So it looks very close. And if I had to guess, I would think that's Spyderco. There's a little magnetism going on there. Oh, magnetic pull. What is magnetizing this? That is weird. Very odd. Okay, so 62 to 64 on the blade steel hardness. I don't know what the coating is going to be, but it's not that strong because there's a couple little nicks there where my calipers had fallen and came in contact with the knife handle. So yeah, a couple little spots. Not too cool, but we are looking at a two-piece aluminum, carbon fiber backspacer, carbon fiber inlays around the, well, one carbon fiber inlay around the pivot screw. Interesting, excuse me, interesting back screw of the pivot, or whatever you want to call it. We do have an over travel and lock stop, as well as the part that comes in contact, because it's aluminum. So you're not going to have aluminum come in contact with the blade. It'd be way too soft. The blade is internal stops, so it is internal, and it's actually internal if you can see it there. It's internal in the frame, and then it travels through the blade. So not stops on the blade, stops through the blade, which is cool. I think that's cool. Neat, different way to do things. Very interesting. This does ride on bearings, at least looks and feels like it does. I would safely assume that is riding on bearings. We have some very nice aggressive jimping on the back there. Very fitting in the hand. We have I would call this a Warncliffe. It is the like reverse Tonto style of the Warncliffe, so it does look like an upside down Tonto. And we have a nice thumb hole, a little extra fuller there. Sharpening tool down here. This is a back flipper, which does work. Reverse flick is nice and easy. And the thumb roll is pretty good too. I'm going to put my finger right on that lock bar, and I'm going to flip it out with the thumb. I have not experienced any lock block with this knife whatsoever. It is not a deep carry clip. It is a right side tip up only. It will leave you about 3/4 of an inch or so, maybe 5/8 of an inch sticking out of your pocket. So not one you're going to hide from anybody. Now, I use this as a front flipper. I don't know if it's meant to be, but it works just well. It works well as a front flipper as long as you're not blocking the back flipper. If you have your hand here like that and you go to front flip, you're going to pinch your fingers. And you do that too many times, you're not going to be happy. But if you just move your hand down a little bit, and it will clear. So overall length of this knife is coming in at 7 7/8. We're looking at a handle length about 4.5. If I can get the right angle. Can I get the right angle? Is this way better? 4.5 inches on the handle. Blade coming in 3 3/8. Can we agree on that? Yeah. and the thickness of about a 1/2 inch. Now, as far as the calipers that made those marks go, we're looking at a thickness at the spine of 1.157, whatever that means to you, behind the edge here. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. if anybody even used any of this information. There you go. 0.2524525. All right. Again, this is Fox. So this is an expensive one. Blade HQ has these. I'm not going to even misquote this. $340, $456. On the Fox website, they are $430, $431, $430.99 US. So this is not a cheap one. The HRC of the Magnicut is 62 to 64 per Fox. This is a Stefan Merck design, and advertised weight of 4.59 ounces. So let's have a look and see what they say. They say the blade length is 3.54. I think we're a little less. Overall length is 7.87. We didn't get an edge length on this. The overall edge is about 3.5. And the weight on this thing is going to be 4.07 ounces. Yay, nay, yay, yay, 4.07. So I don't know if the 4.59, that's considerably less. That's 1/2 ounce. Unless my scale sucks. I don't know, scale has had it a while from previous days when I needed to weigh things. Whatever that means. Cool design on the aluminum. Nice anode blue screws. Except for that one. Yeah. The lock stop goes a long way. Loctite, excuse me. Blue. Come on. Box. So, get some comparisons in here for you. We'll start with some run-of-the-mill CJRB. There's your pyrite. There's your 80-20. Very similar in size. Definitely thicker. The box is definitely thicker. The Adamus Mini or Damas Mini coming in at about that size. How about a bug out? Shocker. The Flytanium Arcade. Let's do a Gale Bradley too, because I feel like this is one of Spyderco's best knives. At least the one I carry the most. And for the run-of-the-mills, finish that section off with the Hogue Deca. Everybody has one, or should, I think. I don't know if everybody should have one, but I think everybody has one. Let's bring out a pair of 3. There we go. The Para 2. Paramilitary 2, not the Para 2. It's not the Paramilitary 3. It is simply the Para 3. So, definitely one if you like carrying the PM2. If you're in that size, this will be a good one for you. It is thicker. Slightly thicker. If you really like thick ones, what a Java's Blue Label. But let's get into some Fox comparisons. Don't have a whole lot of Fox knives, so let's start with the El Capitan. Not quite as big as the El Capitan. Definitely my favorite fox knife because I think that was my first fox knife. Don't have a whole lot of fox knives. How about the Core Tonto? If you like the Core Tonto and you like this style, you'll like the Kronos. I love the Core Tonto, so much so I bought one for my son. The exact same one I have, just so he could experience it. This is the Core Drop Point Almax. Now, if you know Fox, you know that these are not cheap. These cores on Blade HQ today are $174 and I don't know, probably like $150. Let's have a look. Core. Fox Core. Core liner lock. Core Tonto. Core Tonto. So they don't have this exact one, but if you were to be on there, the blue one is 148. The OD green is 152. And the OD green, oh, I guess there's two. So 148 and 152. There's a black stone wash and then they stone wash, so 148. So yeah, you're looking at 148 for this particular one. And then whatever I said on that one. Okay, so that's the Fox. Now, we'll compare this to some other. The Italy Spydercos are some of my favorite ones. I don't know if they're my favorite ones. The Taichung takes the lead, but I do appreciate the Italian Spydercos. So here we are with the Spy Mito. Now this is a lion steel design. We have the Spy Opera. Yeah, that's very close in size to the Spy Mito. So if you like the lion steel Mito, you'll like the Kronos. Much bigger than the Opera. And we'll finish this off with the Pits. Now I don't know who makes the Pits. Just says Maniago. It could be a Fox made. And we're going to be looking at the Italians. Might as well bring out the, well, this one. What's that one? Maniago. Dama Steel. I can't remember the name of this one. Maybe I'll cut this one out. Or leave it in there for you. There we go. Maniago. Okay, we got the Fox Yaru. A little bigger than the Fox Yaru. How about the Fox Viper Kiyomi? A little bigger. And we'll finish this off with the Giant Mouse Ace Grand. So definitely the best comparison for it. If you like that size, that style, you'll like the Kronos. And we'll do one more just for S&Gs. I think is going to be a good comparison of size. Actually, the Lion Steel Mito. So this is the Spyderco Spy Mito. If you are a fan of the Spy Mito, I think you'll enjoy the Kronos. If I had it all to do again, and would I get another Kronos? That's questionable. I would want one because I love the profile. I do like it a lot. The price would be something I would need to consider because this is that expensive one, and I had a hard time justifying it the first time, and I would have a really hard time justifying it the second time. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. No, I'm not. I'm gonna leave it with EDA, the EDC, EDA, Everyday X, or the everyday carry axe. We're going to lose in blade, lose an edge, and take it all in the handle. There we go. Made it this far, you like what you see, give me that YouTube loving, and we will meet again.